take over. Canelo has definitely take over the sport, man. What do you guys think about his upcoming fight against Dimitri Bivol?
He's in his moment right now. Nobody beats Canelo.
Nobody.
Nobody beats Canelo. Canelo's like, and really, if you really want to talk about accolades, there's nobody that's done what he's done as a Mexican fighter. And my idol is a Gran Campeón Mexicano.
Chavez.
But nobody's done what he's done. Like what, 5 weight classes?
Canelo.
5 weight classes that he went up and
he wiped the whole weight class in 1 year. And that's just unheard of.
Who does that?
His accolades, as a Mexican American, I can't really say, he's better than Chavez. I just can't say that. But I will say accolade. My dad can say it, but I can't. He's a legend.
My idol
it's just Canelo's already. His accolades speak for themselves.
Can Bivol challenge him? Is Bivol challenge?
So, for y'all that don't know, that was the one, the only Fernando Vargas, man. Hell of a fighter who, speaking on Canelo Alvarez, hell of a fighter. I feel like his career was very rushed. I feel like he took fights, big fights, very, very, very soon in his career. Tito, Trinidad, De La Hoya. I feel like those fights were very soon, but nevertheless, man, let's get on this topic. What it is, man, it's the one, the only. But what do I know? Boxing, man. Back at you with another one, man. Here to talk about, well, just how good is Canelo? How good is Canelo? See, so when I was watching the video on Fernando Vargas speaking of Canelo, it kind of just made me think, well, where could we rank Canelo as far as the all-time Mexican boxers? And to be honest, I have no problem with Canelo being in the top 2, maybe even number 1, depending on how he finishes up his career. That's all to be. It's all up for debate because, I mean, listen. A lot of times people have this notion, right? People have this bizarre notion that just because of it's like. It's impossible to say that a fighter of today's time is better than a fighter of yesterday's time, yesteryear. And that's not true, man. First and foremost, it's all subjective, and this is your opinion. But can we argue that Canelo can end his career being the best Mexican boxer that's out? I mean, is it a possible argument? Or, can he at least be in the top 3? I for sure know he can be in the top 3. I feel like top 2. Top 3, top 2. I feel like he can be. For one, first and foremost, let's talk about it. Canelo, he's started off his career. Well, he made a name for himself at 154. He actually started off his career a little lower than that. A lot of people don't know that. But he made a name for himself at 154 when he was established by Golden Boy. And became a unified champion there. Lost to Floyd Mayweather, but since when has it ever been a knock to lose to Floyd Mayweather? If anything, that enhanced your career, and that's exactly what that did for Canelo. He since then went on to become a unified champion. Now, yes, he has done things that people question, that we dislike, the whole 155 thing, Amir Khan fight. But I can't name one fighter that hasn't fought at a weight. I mean, hasn't had done something that the fans are like, what, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but he definitely has had his rocky moments fighting at 155, fighting Amir Khan. Definitely, not fighting Demetrius Andrade at 154. He's had moments, bro. But nevertheless, man, he was a unified champion at 154. Became a middleweight champion at the catchweight at 155, but then finally moved up to 160 and fought Triple G, who was, a very good fighter, bro. I don't too much care for Triple G, but he was I can't take away from the fact that Triple G could fight. Canelo then became a unified champion. I wish he would have fought Demetrius Andrade and got the WBO. That way he would have been undisputed in 2 weight classes. But nevertheless, he moved up to 168, became undisputed there, the first undisputed Mexican champion, the first undisputed champion at 168. Even before then, he moved up to 175 and fought Sergey Kovalev, which that's another fight that we all know about that fight. But nevertheless, man, Canelo, he's won belts in 4 different weight classes, and his legacy is still on. He's only 32. He's 31. I think, yeah. Well, no, he's 31. I think he turns 32 later this year. So he still has some good years left in him, man. So just how good can Canelo possibly be? Can we possibly say he's better than, well, as you guys heard, Fernando Vargas said he thinks he's better than his idol, Chavez Sr. And is that possible? Canelo does not fight like your typical Mexican. Canelo has adapted styles into his style. I personally I've always been a fan of Canelo. I don't like his fans, or a lot of his fans, because they're pretty much delusional. And it's definitely some things that Canelo has done in his career that I don't agree with at all. But you know, I still, man, I think that Canelo, I think that eventually, you know, you can at least put Canelo top 3 greatest Mexicans of all time. I definitely feel like Canelo will be there. And like I said, his career is not even over yet. So we don't know what's in store. We don't know. I mean, we just don't know. So let me know what you guys think about Canelo, man. Where do you see Canelo? How do you rank him? Where would you see him, you know, when it's all said and done? If he was to stop right now, if Canelo was to quit boxing right now, he's definitely a Hall of Famer for sure. You can't, I mean, that's not even debatable. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. But where do you rank Canelo, even as of right now? Where do you rank Canelo? I mean, cause that's a tough one, man. You got Salvador Sanchez, you got Juan Manuel Marquez. You know, you guys, like I said, Chavez Sr. You know, Mexico has produced some very great, I mean, just great Eric Morales. Like, Mexico has produced some great boxers, bro. Great boxers. You cannot take that away. But where do you rank Canelo at and all that, man? Let me know what you think, man. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to your boy. Comment on, like, where do you see Canelo at, man? Where do you see Canelo? This is my opinion, man. I want to know yours, but what do I know?